Hello people, today I'm going to be doing a review on the new Netflix movie, The Old Guard. And just letting you guys know, I'm not going to be getting out my green screen for this one just because it's late. I don't want to edit, and I just rather record on the YouTube app and just upload it and not really worry about it. And make a thumbnail. Yep. But yeah, I post my reviews early on my Letterboxd account where I guess you get like maybe an hour or two earlier than what I put on my channel, so you guys could go follow that at Kid Critic was taken. So, yeah, The Old Guard, I posted that early about, I don't know, like 15 minutes ago, and it comes with my score too, so if you guys want that early access, you guys could go check that out. But before I get into this action movie review, I just want to let everybody know I am a huge action buff, which means I am probably the most critical on action movies out of any other genre. So you can't take my opinion too much to heart because you have to remember I am really critical on these movies. But anyways, let's just get into the review. But we're talking about the action. How was the action in this movie? It was good. I was impressed. I was very impressed, and there was almost moments where there's level of like John Wick. Almost. We didn't get it, but there was almost that, when you're watching John Wick, you get that overwhelming sensation when you're watching all this stuff all happen at once. It's like that good overwhelming feeling that you get. This almost had that, but it didn't exactly reach that mark. But for a Netflix action movie, the fact that it even got that close to like a John Wick level is very impressive. But yeah, that's my opinion on the action. But this movie was so close to being really good, but its plot is so by the numbers, and the reason why it is so by the numbers is because of its villain in this movie. It's the same bratty rich guy experiment person that you get in almost every other action movie. So sadly, once he was introduced, you could almost guess exactly where the movie was going from there. But yeah. I'm not pronouncing her name right. I don't know why I can't pronounce her name right. The lead of the movie, Charlize Theron. I butcher that name so hard, but I don't care. I thought she was really good in this movie. I thought she gave a good performance. Is it just me or does she look like Ruby Rose? But she was really awesome in this movie. But there was one actress in this movie I was not too impressed with her performance. What was her name? Kiki Laynes. I don't think she gave a good performance in this movie. I thought her dialogue wasn't, maybe she wasn't written well, but something, I can't really put my finger on it. I can't call her performance bad, but she was not, acting-wise, she was not clearly on the level that the other actors were, in my opinion. There are setups for a sequel, spoiler alert, sorry about that, and I am down for a sequel. If there was a sequel, I'm actually excited for one, because it sets up a lot of stuff in the movie, and this movie actually does do a really good job at establishing a lot of stuff within 2 hours, because I think this is based off a comic book, and I'm excited to see if they actually tackle stuff in a future movie, because they do a lot of setup, and not every question is answered, so I'm really excited to see what they can do. But my favorite part about this movie is what you would expect from a movie like this is all the characters to be like, yeah, we're immortal, we're so cool, look at us, we could get shot. But at the opening scene, I was so shocked because the voiceover of the main character saying, is this it? Is it actually going to be the last one? Last time I'm shot? And then she says, it's the same disappointing answer every time. And I remember that gave me chills. I was like, okay, because it gave us a different perspective on the immorality. And I thought that was great because it actually made me emphasize towards these characters. And because of that small perspective of what it's like to be immortal, or how they tackled the emotional toll it takes actually made me kind of care somewhat about these characters, which only made me grasp onto this movie and give it a good score. That emotion is what made me grasp onto the action, feel intense, because you can't watch a action movie without a good motivation. And like John Wick, and I know that is it's my favorite action movie, but that when you hear me doing action movie reviews, that's gonna be mentioned a lot. But like John Wick, instantly take his car, kill the puppy, perfect motivation, and then the awesome action it delivers. And if this movie had John Wick level action with its perspective on the mental toll for being immortal, this movie would have been awesome. Because I cannot express how shocked I was that they gave us that perspective of being immortal and wanting to die and living through so much stuff was quite shocking. But the main complaint I'm actually seeing about this movie is like they used too much pop music. I'm like, I wouldn't have noticed that unless if someone pointed it out to me before I watched the movie. But I will admit, it was kind of cool because I got these, I don't know if you guys can see it, but, you guys can't see it, but these new, surround sound speakers, yesterday, and so I have a 5.1 channel now, and so, when the, pop music was actually going on, I was like, that sounds really good. It doesn't really make sense why it's in the movie, but that sounds good. So I'll say, this was almost the perfect movie to watch with these new speakers. Because of that unnecessary music in the background. But yeah, like I said, I enjoyed The Old Guard. But sadly, as a critical score, I have to say it's mediocre because this villain and plot is very, I don't want to call it bad. Well, the villain's bad. The plot's cliche. But yeah, I'm gonna give The Old Guard a 6.8 out of 10. But yeah, check it out if you're an action fan. It definitely has some really fun action to offer. If you're a film fan, maybe not so much. I'm both, so I'm just kind of like lukewarm about it. But yeah. Anyways, I think I'm down for a sequel. I'm excited about this world that they set up. And yeah, anyways, like, share, subscribe, and stuff like that. And adios.